Yo, what up, world? It's your boy C's from theclife.com. Welcome back to the people's favorite channel on the internet. Today, we got an interview with one of my homegirls, Angela Gentile of Sweat Remix. We're going to be talking about her journey and her path, and like her path in entrepreneurship, personal development, and life coaching, all of it, right? So, without any further ado, let's welcome Angela Gentile.
Hold your applause. Yeah.
I need that. I need that. I need that.
Yeah, like the audio track. Like
Yeah, the
track
audio
of
track. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out for the next time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
do
we
it.
have Angela
Hi,
Gentile
everybody.
of
What up?
Sweat Remix in the building.
What up? What up?
And like again, I believe success leave clues, right? So with this interview series, I'm going to be
Mm,
highlighting some fitness professionals who been in the game, can give you the golden nuggets, the tricks of the trade and whatnot. And you as the audience, as the viewer, could just take it and like run with it, right? Because trust me, some knowledge is about to be dropped. Anyway,
Take notes.
Angela.
Take notes.
Let the viewers know who you are, where you're from, and what is it that you do.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Hi, everybody. What up? My name is Angela Gentile. I'm the founder and owner and creator of Sweat Remix, which is a mindful fitness brand that remixes mindfulness, movement, and coaching to help people release negative energy and trauma so that they can welcome in clarity, confidence, and courage to start stepping powerfully into their life and live a dope, epic, badass life that they love. So that's my brand. That's what we do. And then I was based out of Boston. Um, and now I'm fully remote. So I do a lot of things like in the Massachusetts area, like in person, but mostly everything that I do is online now. Taking over that virtual space, making use of that. And then yeah, that's it.
That's dope. For those
That's
of
it.
you who want more in depth in how we know each other, we have a couple of episodes where we did some
Oh yeah,
interviews on the
workout.
yeah,
Yeah.
we did some
Yeah.
workouts together back when I was living in Boston. So this relationship goes back.
Yeah,
Um,
we've known each other for what, like through fitness, like about
yeah,
maybe like 7 years or so,
yeah. It's been
6 years, something like that.
about 6 years. Six
Yeah,
years. Yeah.
yeah,
We've
just through
been we've been
fitness.
through it, collaborating like on screen,
Yeah,
off screen. And yeah, it's
yep,
been quite the journey. Been quite the journey.
yeah.
So
I do miss our workouts though. I'm not gonna lie.
hey, it's some point in time we'll get the band back
Yeah,
together and we'll
when
perform.
everybody's going through the videos on your channel, make sure that you go and find the hunter gatherer workout. That workout rules, and
Oh
I still do it. Like
yes.
it's like
Like
from
if
4 years ago.
I
Like I love
know,
that one.
like the hunter gatherer routine is like one of my
Yeah,
prize creations. So yeah,
yeah.
find that. And yo, if you're looking to, I'm going through a challenge right now, and where I am like basically the premise is get fit with me. Um,
I love that.
I've been out of the gym for like 9 months due to some health issues, but now that I got cleared, I get to go back. So I'm like, yo, why not get back in shape and do one of those series? So for those
Yeah.
lazy entrepreneurs who have all the excuses, I'm like, yo, man,
It's
ain't no
not even
excuse.
it's not even laziness though. Like I'm probably gonna go off on a tangent here, but I
Yeah.
just think like why this stuff is so important is because when you're a new entrepreneur, you're really all over the place and it's more about energy management. It's not that you're lazy, it's just that you're spread so thin that
Hmm.
mustering up something to take care of yourself becomes like back burner. And it's the age old adage of like you got to put your life mask on first and you got to take care of yourself first. Like
Hmm.
your business will be a reflection of you, and if you're unwell and you're not taking care of yourself and you're not prioritizing yourself, then your business will reflect those kinds of clients. Your business will reflect that kind of chaos. So it's
Yep.
super important that it's not about laziness, it's about like energy management of how you're going to show up and what you're prioritizing.
Yep. Yeah. Yo, completely agree, man. Like that's why I'm like, yo, man, whenever like I'm going through it, I know that first I got to take care of my physiological needs first. So that's my
Hmm.
mental, my physical, and spiritual elements of me, right? So I'm like, all right, get the guidance through my meditation, and I'm like ready to go.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
great advice. So wanted to ask you a few questions now that we
So let's
got you
go.
here. Tell me a story about when you knew that you wanted to be a fitness professional.
Hmm. I don't know if it was like I woke up
Mhm.
one morning and was like, I think it was just like a slow evolution. And I
Mhm.
really took, I think, a backwards approach to get here because I've always been an athlete. Like that's just always been such a priority and an identifier in my life. Like Angela
Mhm.
works out, Angela moves, Angela's strong, Angela's badass, Angela flips tires. Like I play sports, you know. I'm the person you call, like, Angela, you want to play pickup football? Yep. Like, so, and I became a teacher. And I think I had it in me. Like, I love this idea of like helping and nurturing. But I mean, this was like the mid to late 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, there really
Yeah,
wasn't this like fitness culture that is so prevalent 25 years ago,
the
so
fitfluencer.
yeah, like who it was like Diane at the YMCA who was doing like step class. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh-huh.
there wasn't this like the thought of building a business around this and like doing this professionally, like it was like a side gig that somebody's mom did,
Hmm.
and it was like aerobics. So I didn't really know that that was an option. I didn't know what that looked like. So I just became a teacher because I think I like that nurturing and helping. And then coaching, I fucking loved coaching because I was young. I was like, broke. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll take that on. And I became a soccer coach. I was like, yeah, an extra $5,000. Perfect. I'll do that. So I started coaching and I was like, yo, I love this. I love this more than teaching. Like I hate teaching, but I really appreciate this coaching. So like this is kind of, and I was doing 2 seasons. So I was like, ooh, this is tolerable. This job is tolerable because I have this like other thing that I do. I'm geeking out about like strength and conditioning and movement and like I'm learning and I'm working out, and it was great. And then when I went to grad school 10 10 years ago,
Hmm.
I was super burnt out teaching because I knew that it wasn't it. I just didn't know what to do. So I went to grad school and I had to write my thesis, and I was still teaching, and I was like, yo, if I fucking I can swear, right?
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
cool.
Yeah,
I was
we're
like,
all adults here.
yeah, I was like, I don't know. You know me. Like I got a freaking sailor mouth. So I was like, oh, if I don't want to look at student learning, I don't want to look at student data. Like I'm done. I grade papers all day long. I don't want to do any more of this. I was like, I'm gonna fucking start a wellness program. So I felt called in that moment. Like I knew that what I was doing, teaching, and the way that I was doing it wasn't working. So I just kind of like started to open up my gut instinct a little bit and follow that. And I was like, I want to work out. Want to teach
Hmm.
people how to work out. I value, because as I started getting burnt out, I started valuing taking care of my mental health, my physical health, because like that was the only way that I was able to sustain myself, to be able to show up in like a toxic work environment that burned me out. So I definitely prioritized my own self-care, physical, mental self-care, and started bringing that to my wellness program that I was writing for my grad school. And that was kind of the moment, like after grad school was done and the teachers were like, hey, we don't want to stop this. I know you've written your thesis and you're going to grad and like all that stuff, but like we really like what we're doing. And I'm like, will you guys pay me? And they're like, yeah. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll totally pay you. So I started running like an underground fitness operation, like out of my classroom. Um, and I think it was in that moment that I was like, I'm really onto something, and this feels better aligned to me. It's now taking like two things that I love, like fitness, and it's taking teaching. And then I created Sweat Remix, which is around mindfulness. So it's taking more intentionality and spirituality. And now it has life coaching, which talks about personal development. So it's very much like this amorphic thing that happened along the way that feels very aligned to who I am. So I think it was probably about 10 years ago where I made that switch of like,
Mm.
This is what I think I was meant to do. It's teaching, but I think it's going to look a little bit more like this than like
And
rigid
never
in a
look back.
classroom. Hell no. Hell
That's
no.
dope. Speaking of that evolution and being back 10 years, like what is a piece of advice that you needed to hear 10 years ago?
That I needed to hear.
Yeah.
um,
Not wanted, or like
mm,
you need based on your experience, right? You had to learn this lesson and build and evolve like over the
slow down.
span of
Yeah.
10 years, right? What is
Slow
that piece
down.
of advice? Slow down.
Slow down. Slow down. I think we get eager. I got eager and I got hungry and I was like, yo, I want to turn this into a business. And then I started making it more about money.
Mm,
And there are many times where I've lost sight of the why and the purpose. And it became more about finances, not about community, not about healing, not about connecting. And in the moments where I lost that direction, it's because I was like tunnel visioned going so fast. And had I just slow down a minute to check in every day and say, is this aligned? Is
mhm.
this connected to why you started it will always hold true and make you get goosebumps. You know what I mean? But when you start pivoting and like trying to follow some of those influencers and what you see working on the internet that might not feel aligned to you, that's when you can get derailed. So I think just slow down and stay connected to your why, because I lost track. I lost track of, and then I started doing things that were inorganic to my business. I actually lost money. I lost
Mm,
momentum. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a
yeah.
learning experience that allowed me to redirect and get back on track. But at the end of the day, it has always come back to like, why did I start this? I start this because I knew that I needed a place to release this energy. And I know that I wasn't the only one. And I wanted a place where other people could come and tap into their self-worth and feel like they matter. That's
Mhm.
what this is about. This is what Sweat Remix has been about. It's what it is about. It's what it will always be about. The money will come, the success will come, the financial gains will come when you stay honest and true to that path. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, definitely. So there's like, fitness like influencers born every day, right? There are these
Every
people
day.
who like get their
Every day.
certification, probably fall in love with whatever like
Yeah.
F45, like Orange
Oh
Theory,
yeah.
and they're like they
Yeah.
fall in love
Yeah.
with it, right?
Does
So
does one squat becomes an influencer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So based on like your experience, if they were starting out today, like what should they be doing right now?
Learning.
Learning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think getting knowledge and connecting with people who have been in this game, who know a hell of a lot more than you do, is valuable. Who know a lot more about business. Find people even outside of the fitness space who are like killing it in business. Go into your favorite like candle store and see and what they're doing, or like juice bar or something. Find people who are doing something successfully and learn from them. Like, you're not in this by yourself. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. You are not the first person to start a business, because I think what ends up happening is that you know the fitness background of it. You know how to correct deadlift form. We know how to do, the more the kinesthetic and movement side of what we do. That's what makes us great. But maybe the business side is where we're lacking. So just get as much knowledge from people who are successfully running businesses as much as you can. Find a mentor. And it doesn't
Yeah, mentor is
even
big.
need, yep, find a mentor, find a coach. Yo, I wish that I had someone as a coach who was like, okay, Angela, here's what I hear you say. Here's the strategy that you're going to need, the marketing
Mhm.
strategy, the financial strategy, the business strategy behind this idea so that it will work for you. Because I like roll, like,
I've been
you
through it too.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're
definitely.
like, everybody wants this. No, they might not. They might not. They
Like
might
everybody
not.
needs to squat and deadlifts. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
realistically they do, but there's a certain way that they would
Yeah.
like to go about learning how to do such
Yes.
thing, right?
So like take like slow like again, slow down, back up, and like start getting as much knowledge as you possibly can, and make an investment in the right people. So if you're like, I don't know how to do, I don't know what I'm doing, if you say that, honor it. Okay, cool. I
Mhm.
don't know what I'm doing. Who can help me? And invest. If you're spending $5,000 to invest in a coach, amazing. You should be doing that on the regular. On the regular.
Mhm.
If you want your clients to keep investing in you, then you have to be like the model for that, of like
Mhm.
investing in yourself matters, because
Yep.
you've already been investing in your physical self. You've already been investing in your body. You've already been investing in your health. That's rote memorization at this point. But what now needs to shift, as you elevate and you want to elevate your business, you got to start investing in your business the same way that you've invested in your body.
Yep. That's
You know,
perfect, man. Like I stress that all the time, man.
all
Like
the
there are
time.
people who like they spend so much energy trying to cheat the process, trying to like
Navigate,
get
go around
over
it.
on one. Yeah, go around
Yeah.
it, but there is no going around it. What's going to happen
Hmm.
is you're going to wind up right back where you started from. You got to you
Yeah.
got to
with
lean
with less
in.
energy and less time, and you like, well, I'll take the cheap way, and I'll do this, like I'll just take out $100 with Facebook ads. You're like, with no strategy behind it. Like,
Nose
what do you,
jab.
now you've wasted $100. Like, had you just like taken the money and just said, okay, I'm
Like,
gonna do this and put,
yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
People work twice as hard to get nowhere as opposed to
Nowhere.
just yeah. It's
Yeah.
insane.
And
Well,
again,
speaking.
let's look at that as like a fitness professional, right? Like,
Mhm.
you're looking at your clients who are like buying the 39.99 like self-directed plan from like Becky the influencer,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, I don't know why I'm not getting results. Well, boo, you got like, you got to invest in the
Yo.
right person who's going to be able to get you to where you want to go. Yes,
Mhm.
is it a lot of upfront costs? Absolutely. But the payouts, you got to think
Mhm.
longevity. The payouts from that over time will have like exponential results.
And it's yours. It doesn't belong to no one else but
Yep.
you. You built it from the ground up,
Yep.
and you
Yeah.
just keep
So
nurturing that, man.
that's something that I wish that I did earlier on, instead of, you know what? I'm going to like invest in all this cool equipment.
Like the equipment fads just like I laugh every time a new one comes out. But
Yeah, yeah. Like, do you know
it's
what's sitting in my storage right now? Like in the garage, is like 4 Bosu balls. Like, just, do you know, couple TRXs. Like, I have all this equipment because I was like, oh, I'm running a fitness business. I need stuff. No, you don't. You need a strategy, girl. You need a strategy on how you get the people to get, then you get the stuff. Like, I did it completely like ass backwards.
So tell me like what has been the biggest challenges that you had to overcome over the course of your career?
That, I think, staying honest with myself and staying connected to the why, because it is easy to be influenced by the influence,
Hmm.
you know, and it can be super vulnerable when you're like in this place where you're starting a business and it's not really thriving, and you're like, now you switched from like, this is awesome and I got this, to like scarcity of, oh fuck, how come I'm not as successful as that person? And then you start making choices operating from that place of scarcity than from a place of abundance, groundedness, and focus.
Hmm.
So I think that was one of the challenges, is to stay right here,
I
you know,
understand.
and it doesn't
It
matter what
is.
this person's doing and that person's doing, like, their direction and their strategy and their plan is their plan, and they are them.
Hmm.
And the less honest I am with me, I'm attracting someone who's less honest with themselves. Like, then it's not real. Then it's not real. Those aren't long-term paying clients. Those aren't people who are going to get the results, because neither of you are showing up authentically and real in the space.
Boom. That is great. Now let's talk about like, your biggest wins. Like what has been some of the biggest wins that you've experienced?
God, I have learned so much about myself. Like this has been a journey to get to know me, about where my strengths are, what I excel at, my own level of bravery. It challenges me every day to continue to take risks and believe in myself. Like this is a test of my fucking confidence for sure. So I think
Yep.
running this and operating this and really focusing on what my purpose has been calling me to do has evolved me into this like really amazing person that I love and respect and honor, you know? So I think that's been the biggest win that might not, that nobody can really see from the outside.
Mhm.
It's a
This
feeling
yours,
of like, yeah,
your
this is all
trophy. Yeah.
mine. Yeah, an
Yeah.
internal trophy for
Uh-huh.
sure.
Yep.
And then I think a big win too, I think maybe more on like the business side of it, is being able to successfully pivot through a pandemic.
Yep.
If you had asked me, we went on lockdown in Boston March 13th. If you asked me March 11th, okay, Angela, do you want a virtual business? Like, get the fuck out of here. I would never do that. March 15th, I had an entire on-demand platform. I had like,
That
you know what
was
I mean?
fast. Speed of implementation, man.
Yo,
Speed
I
of
learned how
speed
to
of.
like encode. I was like making videos. I was editing. I necessity. It was just out of necessity. And I think I got over like what it needed to look like versus what I wanted it to stay connected to. Right. So
Mhm.
instead of I run a studio that does these things, it's like, no, I have a brand that helps people do this. So when you get
Mhm.
really clear on like the thing that it does, then you can allow pivots for it to morph along with the times, so that gives your business a little bit more longevity. So I'm super stoked that I have navigated through a pandemic and have completely switched from doing like 100-person classes and events
Yeah.
and productions with like lights and DJ. Like
Friday Night Lights, man. I still
totally,
still remember
totally.
that.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And like I still do those every once in a while, but like the bread and butter of what I do is now like in my basement studio with, you know, hardcore members, 10 people in a class who all
Mhm.
know each other and like hang out after class, and who have, some of them have never met in person, and they talk and they're from all different parts of the country. Like that's what it's now
That
become,
is dope.
which is dope, which
Mhm.
stays true, that idea of like, I wanted to build a community. I wanted to provide a space for people who wanted to move through things, who wanted to become more mindful and intentional with the way that they move, not just their body, but they move through their life. So that has stayed the same, and it's just been able to evolve and grow.
Awesome. So like what's the next level for you? What's
Yeah.
next?
Keep evolving, right? So as I evolved in my life as Angela, and what I've leveled up and learned and healed and overcome and face and understand, I want that to reflect in my business so that people can kind of evolve along with me. And I might just be further down the road in some aspects that I'm like, hey, I learned this new shit. Y'all want to come?
Mhm.
And we're starting an entire like life remix platform, which is about life coaching. So now that because I think fitness is the gateway drug to
Yep.
self-worth.
Yes,
Like
it is.
when you start like saying no more, I'm sick of feeling tired, I'm sick of feeling like shit, I'm sick of like not loving the skin that I'm in. The first step to saying I matter is to start taking fitness and your health seriously. And I think that's the first step. And when you're like, all right, cool, like I like how this feels, I'm feeling better, you're like, huh, I never want to go back to that version of me. What do I need to do? So now you're asking better questions, deeper questions to access a better and deeper life. So that's kind of the journey and the trajectory of the people who come to Sweat Remix. Like now that we've been working out and we're ready to like level up even more, what does that look like? Well, now we need to kind of tap into some of those like patterns and behaviors and really start building some conscious awareness of what got us to the point that we weren't happy, or what got us to the point that we didn't feel worthy, because life is going to keep happening. And just because right now in this moment you've built a good foundation, what's going to happen when this bitch shows up and she knocks you off your game? Are you going to fall right back into other habits, or do you have what it takes to sustain where you are? So opening up a 90-day life coaching program where we work one-on-one, and then there's also like a community container with all of the one-on-one clients who get, so it's about not just moving your body. You show up, we have Sweat Remix classes, but now you're working one-on-one once a week to kind of move through the process of personal development and healing. And it's very much a culmination of everything that I've learned, like in my 20 years in therapy, my 20 years of being an adult, and my fitness background, and also my teaching background and my master's degrees and curriculum and all that stuff, like kind of shown up and presented. So it's everything that I've done when I'm like, listen, I have something really great. Let me take you to this like promised land that I'm living in right now, you know?
Dope. So where can they find this?
Yeah. Oh, let me take
Or where can they get access to you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Sweat Remix, and you can follow me personally, where you'll see the wonderful experiences of me and my dog, who just got sprayed by a skunk last night, which is super fun, on the Angela Gentile at Instagram. And all of this information,
I'll be putting that in the comment box.
Yep. And then you can go to the website, sweatremix.com. And there's a couple ways that you can sort of test out what it is that I do. We have a badass banter community every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. And it's just, you should come too. It's just people showing up, talking about emotions and talking about like what they're experiencing, and like, you know, hey, I'm getting married and I feel pulled in all of these directions, and my family doesn't have any boundaries, and everyone, and we're just there to support and be like, you got it.
Yeah, send me the link. I'm there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So come to Badass Banter. It's just a great way to connect with people who are in the same journey of like leveling up. I'm also hosting a free workshop. When's this going live?
It's going soon? Live as like today.
Now? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm hosting. Perfect, because I don't want to.
Yeah,
pitch
you know me.
That's like,
you know me. I'm
5
like
minutes.
universe like speed. I'm just going like, you know, do it, let it do what it do, and then
you're
put it out
good
there.
at technology. Like this would take me like months to be able to.
This is something that I learned over the course. Same thing. Learned everything. All these
build a parachute on the way down.
Yeah, all these questions that I'm asking you is questions that I asked of myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I want to get a different perspective from other coaches out there, and seeing if they experience the same exact sort of a thing, and like basically have an archive of these conversations and just put it out there for the public, you know? So it's like, yo, universe loves speed. So there's a kid making these same mistakes that we did, you know.
Reach
so
out.
let's try
Let's
try to save them. You know what I mean? So give them all the tools and resources they need.
It's important, because imagine if you had this type of community and connection.
Yeah, community, connections, network.
Yeah, network, support, mentorship, outside. All that stuff. Yeah,
you gotta be outside.
No, so the reason I was asking when you were posting it is because I'm hosting a free workshop on August 24th at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's called Unlocking Your Compass. And it's a wonderful free workshop where we're going to tap into getting you some clarity. Like, what are the things that aren't working? Where do you go? And how do we create a plan so that you can really like take one step forward powerfully into your life and start making and shifting some of those habits? And then I'm starting to take clients, and we go live with coaching on September 15th. So that's that. And then you come to class, come take classes. I'm doing, there's a lot going. I feel like I made this.
This is just like whatever you got, like let them know like where they can find you. We already know like Sweat Remix on Instagram, at the Angela Gentile on Instagram as well, and then sweatremix.com.
And if you sign up,
Badass Banter, where can they get the link to Badass Banter?
It's all on the website. You'll see it like up at the toolbar. Yep. And if you sign up for a fitness membership now and before Labor Day, you get 2 weeks free. So
Boom.
boom.
Boom. All right. We'll have
Cool.
all those links down in the description. So go check that out. Angela, any
Thank
closing
you.
words?
No, man, just keep following I love this. I love what you're doing. And I think these conversations are so helpful. So I'm grateful that, we can continue to hold space as we're just a little bit farther down the road and have failed and been face down and have picked
Uh-huh.
ourselves back up. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's inevitable. So I
Yeah.
think anyone
Failure
who's
is the
watching,
best part. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to
absolutely.
reframe the
Yeah.
failure because like I was saying in my previous video, like I failed so many times and it still got me here. Right.
So many times.
It's like
Because where
if
would you
you
be
can,
without it?
yeah, right.
Where would you
Like
be without it?
if I could fail some more and still end up like somewhere, I'm like, yo, how fast can I fail? Like I need to get
Right.
these things out here,
Yeah,
So
because the thing with
definitely.
failure, it means that you're like taking risks and you're like putting that elevated energy out into the world to say, hey, I want to take a chance. I want big things. And whether or not it's that particular result that you want, but there will be like a high frequency result that shows up. It just might
Boom.
not be exactly the way that you that you wanted it.
All
So
right.
yeah, and
Well,
reach out, y'all. If you need
yeah.
anything, we're here.
Yes. Thank you, Angela, for gracing
Thank
us
you.
and dropping us some knowledge on
Knowledge.
yo, it's truly a
Ugh,
blessing. Thank
I
you.
love
I'm
you.
glad that we made it as long as we have as friends in this industry. It's awesome, man. But thank you
Yeah,
for
and I
coming.
gotta come visit. I gotta come
Yeah,
visit.
you got to pull up to AZ. I'm definitely going to
Yes.
try to make it to New England. Don't know how long. Well, I don't want to get the cat out of the bag, so I'm not going to say that any further. But
Okay.
yeah, I might be making my way to New England sometime in October, but we'll see.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, keep me
Anyway,
posted, and I feel like I need to know what those details are.
yes,
Little something,
definitely.
little something.
Well,
All right, dude. Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you. And
Okay,
thank
babe.
you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. Holla on the
All
next
of
one.
that.
Peace.
Bye.